what is it, like sperm whales? Like they're fucking giant. Or what are they? They're kind of spotted. Do you know which kind of whale I'm talking about?
Humpback whales? Spotted.
Or no, maybe they're kind of shark. Whale shark.
They're
fucking
shark.
crazy.
A work.
Yeah, but they're like super harmless.
A what?
A work.
That's a terrible name.
I mean, so
It sounds like you're saying
Yeah.
It sounds like you're saying I work in a funny accent, like I work.
Oh my god, we're starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fast.
Whale sharks are completely harmless, though.
Yeah, but they're crazy big.
Yeah.
Same with sperm whales.
Sperm whales, yeah.
They're crazy big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whale sharks are weird because they're
Thanks, Zoo Tycoon.
Oh, you know.
That's all I know about that.
There are dolphins off of Massachusetts, which is weird.
Are they whales? What's your point here?
Just dolphins.
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 Whale dolphins.
What were you gonna say?
There's dolphins off of. I don't remember.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, are they? Wait. Okay. Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Like off the Massachusetts coastline?
Yeah, that's strange.
Why?
Sorry. Couldn't help myself.
Can we do 10 seconds of silence real quick? Thanks.
Who is that?
Someone driving really slow.
I'll probably see you eating your sandwich.
And they're just like, what the fuck? Maybe it's my mom. But she's not back yet, though.
I didn't realize that. I'm assuming it was you that was calling me earlier. I was
you don't have his number?
I must not.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
I mean, I have.
I was counting, and I was like, hey, you want to call?
I have Zach Wilson, but apparently it's not the right number. So. But, yeah. So, it's us again, Town Square.
Yep. Episode Who Even Knows?
Yeah, who cares about the number?
9. I'm going with 9. I'm just
I thought
committing.
it was 9 too. But I don't want to say it.
I'm just committing to guessing. But it's
I
not
bet
guess. It is actually 9.
I think you're right. And then there's the missing episode.
Mm-hmm. Well,
My beer's too full to clink.
then go for the smaller one.
Cheers.
Yeah.
All right.
Excuse me.
Rude. Inappropriate.
We can edit it out.
Fair enough.
Off of that, I've discovered... Whoa.
Hello? No one. What? Oh, it's just us.
Hi.
Is everything okay?
Hey, that's my aunt.
Hey.
We saw your cars here and everything, and so we were like, fuck you, we'll go in. She was showing me where it was at. And then,
yeah, I guess you-
that's close. Has she been here? No.
How's it going?
Good, how are you? Good to see you. Oh. I didn't know you guys were recording.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I heard you tell you we changed the way
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's funny.
We just started.
I saw this white car like drive really slowly and Zach like looks.
Well, this is ruined.
Well, this is ruined. Start over.
Audio.
Time to start over.
It's Badio.
Badio?
What is with you and word mashes?
It's me, Badio.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Pretty bad.
The previous one, Badio. That was a tough one. Not to rake you over the coals.
No, let's.
He's trying to think of a fucking pun.
Where were we?
So we were just
All right.
we
So
just talked to.
this is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, you're fine. We already did introduce ourselves, didn't we?
No.
Oh,
We said what this is, but we haven't said who we are.
I see.
Well, did we? I think we just said what number it was.
This is Town Square. Yada yada yada. I'm Caleb.
Blah blah. I'm Beth.
There's also, and then
Zach.
so there you go.
You just get one word. Just Zach.
And yeah,
Oh yeah, you burped, and then I started to say, going off of that. So I'm taking an acting class right now, and a downside to that is that now my sneezes come from the diaphragm, so they are loud as shit.
Well, I don't want to be friends with you anymore.
Okay, fair.
I hate loud sneezes. This really pissed me off. Why do you gotta be so loud about it? Quit your damn sneezing. Sneeze normally. Like what the heck was that? What are you doing?
I'm looking for pepper.
It's right there.
you're gonna make yourself sneeze.
Yeah, it's gonna piss me off. I'm just gonna be like, that's it. This is over.
That's definitely some body odor right there, dude.
See, it's catching on.
It is. You're right. It's so much easier to say, and I'm
It's
sure.
not. It's not easier to say.
And I know that it's gonna come up a lot in this podcast. So
It's 3 syllables instead of 4.
I don't care.
You save a syllable.
Words have meaning, Zach. You can't just
Yeah.
smush them together.
But Badio has a meaning.
people do push words together, like won't and is will not.
What, you think I can't? Because, yeah.
I understand. Hey, so, okay. You know what somebody said to me tonight?
What?
It was funny.
Can I order a coffee?
No.
Wow.
No one said that to me today. This girl.
What have we been selling?
Nothing. Mannequins. So this girl comes up and she'd already ordered something and she was like, okay, she was like, I don't want to be annoying. And she was like, but she's like, from a, oh man, how did she phrase it? Like on a scale of like 0 to a nun's legs.
What?
How closed is your kitchen? And I just stared at her for a second. I was like, and I was like, I don't even remember what I said. I was like, very. Or I was like, not at all. All right, that's what I said. I was like, not at all. And she was like, oh, awesome. And I was like, okay, good. That was the right answer. Because, yeah, she just wanted like a bagel. And
What the hell?
I just thought that was like, and then at the end of our conversation, she was like, sorry, I was crass about nuns. I was like, what? This was a very specific kind of joke.
Yeah.
So,
I
what you're saying is-
thought it was funny, but
Trying out.
It just took
trying out
me-
a new joke.
yeah, it just took me a minute to figure out, like, after she said, like, sorry for being crass about nuns, I was like, that's what you said. Because I was just like, what did you say to me?
So,
Like,
what you're saying is that you were having none of that.
Uh-huh. What's your friggin' problem? What is
Where
wrong
to
with
start?
you? But yeah, so.
That's funny. Yeah, it's funny that she said that to you.
Uh-huh.
Weird.
And she comes in really consistently on Wednesdays, so I've had, like, a significant amount of interactions with her, but it was just very on the nose of something to say. Like, you couldn't say that to anybody. They'd be like, I don't think they would think it was funny. And I didn't laugh because I was like, what did you just say? Like, so, kind of weird.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so how's everybody feeling?
Tired.
Yeah. Same.
This is after I've had a kickstart, like, right before this, so I can't even imagine how it would be like without
A what?
a kickstart, you know? Energy drink.
I thought you meant like a Kickstarter.
That's what I thought. I was like,
What's it?
somebody's funding
Oh.
you to do things?
Yep.
I
Do you,
just got.
do you have an invention that you
People
really
are
want?
funding me to stay awake.
Oh, that sounds terrible, actually. We'll pay you to stay awake. That'll fuck you up.
I'll stay awake for
Depends
the
on
rest
how
of my
much,
life
you know?
if I get 1 million donors.
I mean, I think you'll
That-
die.
There you go. For the rest of his life.
Yeah, but you won't be able to enjoy it or spend any of it. You're just gonna die.
In order to ensure that I go through with this, I will always be on camera. You'll be able to watch. Then all these people are just watching on Kickstarter. This person like sit down in a lawn chair. And just be like, well, here we go.
He just spends the first 8 hours just reading or something.
Oh man. Did you guys ever learn about that study It was like, I don't know, some psychologist did on himself for like basically like sleep deprivation and what it does to you. Do you guys ever learn about that?
It sounds kind of familiar.
It's an old study, and I thought it was crazy fascinating. That's probably why I remember. But
Did they go into like a coma after a while?
no, eventually after like, I don't know, 100 and some hours.
Days.
Like days and days and days. Like he was like basically like a shell. Like he like people like he stopped responding to people.
Oh, wow.
Like he like, and then afterwards, like once they finally ended it because they were like, this is like messed up. Like this is wrong. Like I think, and then eventually I think he was like, all right. I mean, I think it was voluntary. Like it's not they were forcing him to do it.
Yeah.
You can really force someone to stay awake. But
Well, you probably could.
You could torture them, basically.
EpiPens every couple hours.
Yeah.
oh my god, whoa! But after his like family and stuff said that he was like different, like his personality was different.
So like Phineas Gage kind of case?
In a way, that it changed him forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
yeah.
Weird.
So he just like wasn't as lighthearted. Like they were like he just seems like a different person
He
because
killed himself.
yeah,
basically.
like
Oh, wow.
basically like
Oh,
it
oh,
like
okay.
altered a part of your brain because your brain needs to like rest and like be able to process what it's going through.
Yeah.
And then you basically deprived it of that for however many days, and like it really messed him up. So it's a very effective form of torture, I guess.
How did he keep himself awake?
Yeah.
I think he had people with him like constantly, like
That's
a scientist or whatever.
that's insane.
Yep, it's an old experiment too, but there are a couple pictures. They're black and white of what happened.
Because I definitely feel like a mix of like smelling salts, ice water, and EpiPens could definitely force you to stay awake for that long.
Yeah, and you just had people with him constantly, like keep him from.
Loud noises and shit. Like, just
Yeah, so
force yourself to stay awake. Yeah, but it just sounds horrible. It sounds like hell.
yeah.
But I do not. That just sounds.
And he was a psychologist or like a scientist or whatever, and was like, all right, like we're gonna study what happens to you. And I'm sure there was like questions they would ask him and like all this different stuff. But
That's how supervillains get made.
yeah, it is science. A scary experiment, and then you're a supervillain.
A scientist that experiments on himself, that never goes well. No.
Yeah, yep. Jekyll and Hyde.
I still don't know how that happened.
You don't know?
I've never read the story.
Oh,
He just drank
he's a
like
scientist. and then-
potion or something, basically, that he made.
What was its intended effect?
I don't know. I can't remember.
That's a great question.
I think it's like something about youth or like I don't know.
I think it's kind of like stereotypical, like just become a better person, that version of you kind of thing. Or
Okay.
like become a superhero kind of thing, or
Yeah.
become better looking, better. I don't know, something like that. Yeah. Or he just fucking makes some shit and he's just like, aha, another one to try.
Well, you know how like some artists like mix up like their coffee mug and like their paint mug, like the mug they use for like that they fill with water to kind of get paint out of their brushes.
Okay.
What if that's what happened?
Oh
Oh,
my god.
He stores his experiments in coffee
Evil,
mugs.
scary experiments in coffee mugs.
Oh shit! That was not the right one.
It's pretty careless.
I love how classic Jekyll and Hyde is, though.
Yeah.
It's just so simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he know like that it's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. There's he's in shit, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's a live action movie that has all these like myths of like
Once upon a time.
It's a movie.
Oh.
It's not a show. Of supernatural stuff. So there's like Dorian Gray with the painting
Yeah.
that the painting ages and he doesn't. Like so like the painting over time like gets older and older and he gets injured or whatever, like the painting will like
Oh, that's weird.
see it. It's creepy. but he lives forever. And then they had like Jekyll and Hyde, so it was like live action Jekyll and Hyde, and it was almost like they were two different people, but then like only one of them could really be in control at any time. Like it was like creepy, and it had I'm pretty sure that movie had Sean Connery in it.
How messed up is it? Is that like the Hulk is kind of the best case scenario for Jekyll and Hyde?
Yeah, that's true. It is kind of a Jekyll and Hyde kind of scenario. I don't know. It's a pretty good.
What do you mean the best case?
Because like, you know how like there's always a classic story about this person is a supervillain because they got caught in an experiment and now they have kind of split personalities.
Sure.
Yeah.
The Lizard or Green Goblin.
Especially Green Goblin.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. But yeah, okay. Yeah.
We'll meet again, Spider-Man.
Oh, that was a pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, that was great.
Oh man.
Do they ever meet again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess in that movie. I was thinking that was like the end. Yeah, okay.
I think he like.
Oh, and then he dies.
I think Goblin like cross dresses as a lady to like be like pretend to be damsel in distress and then like knock Spider-Man out.
Oh, yep, that happens. Yeah, what's that actor's name?
Willem Dafoe.
Oh yeah.
He's really into that.
Not Willem Dafoe.
Into what?
Cross-dressing? Yeah.
I don't know if he's really into it.
There's Boondock Saints. He cross-dresses.
That's only 2 examples. He's been in a ton of shit.
Okay, 2 examples. Fair enough. It's not that many.
And the Green Goblin dressing up in the movie is a total comic book thing.
Yeah.
Joker's done that in like the
for
comics and shit. I wouldn't be surprised if Green. I mean, it's just goofy. I'm amazed that movie pulls that off the way they do, because that movie aims for like a semi-serious tone.
That's true. It's kind of it's pretty creepy the way he does it.
Right, it is. But
yeah. But yeah.
But that was a great
Such a ridiculous villain.
Yeah, seriously.
I love him though. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, man.
Oh hey.
Hi, Steve.
Hey. The most interrupted episode of Town Square After Hours.
Have we had any interruptions like ever?
No.
Okay.
No.
So yeah.
I think Kara came up like late one
well.
time, but she just like
Joined it.
She was like talking to us anyway, and she's like moseyed up. It wasn't really an interruption.
Yeah.
Instead, there's just pots and pans clinking.
It's weird to see him here though. This late.
I don't know. What's he doing? He's in the kitchen.
He's making weed.
What?
Making
like on the stove or what?
He's cooking up some weed.
Do you know how drugs work or how plants grow?
And he's planting some meth.
Weird, huh? Don't be a drug dealer, I guess. You just deal out the wrong drugs, and potheads are like suddenly like hardcore crack addicts. Pretty messed up. Anyway, very interrupted episode. Our apologies.
I've been watching a lot of people review like the old Spider-Man trilogies, and they don't hold up as much as I thought they did.
Oh, did you think they would?
Yeah.
The original movies?
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like they held up decently well.
Oh.
Personally.
No, that's fair. No, that's okay.
In my defense, I also thought the X-Men movies would too. Like the first ones.
Right? They're still great though. They'll always but okay, they'll hold like a really special place in my heart. Because I like went and saw them in theaters. It was great.
I guess it depends on what you mean by hold up, because I still enjoy watching the original Spider-Man movies, even though like the CG is bad and there's plenty of cheesy things about them, but like I still enjoy the hell out of it. I almost love it more.
Okay.
Like my noticing those types of things. Like I love watching the original Star Wars because it's goofy as hell.
Yeah.
And I could make fun of it all day and I'd still love it. Like I love the hell out of it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's why people shit on like the X-Men movies, but I'm always like, no, like I thought they were fucking awesome and they will always be awesome. But they're like, they're kind of dorky and like the writing is kind of like the conversations are just like, what? No one says that.
Can you imagine if just a normal person just walked into one of those conversations?
Right, they'd be like, what?
What are you looking for, child? I'm looking for...
What is
going on?
What's going on with you guys? Oh yeah,
it's so classic comic booky and shit.
Yeah,
That's what's fun about it. In its own way. And I think there's a new standard for comic book movies, and
for sure
they've just built upon that stuff and gone in the right direction. I would say, and they hit comic booky in a new way and in their own way. But they would not be here if it weren't for those early films and all the cheesiness.
Totally, exactly.
Someone pointed out how ridiculous it is that, in the latest Avengers movie, the Norse god of thunder goes on a mission with a tree and a talking raccoon to forge an axe in the middle of a star.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Right? And everyone's just like, exactly. No one even blinks an eye at it. They're just like, yeah, of course this is what's happening.
And then they go off to fight a roided up grommet.
Right.
And
nobody says
totally
anything.
Normal.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
How do you think people even 10 years from now are going to take that? Do you think they're going to think look back at that the way we look back at X-Men or?
I'm sure to some degree.
Yeah. I think it's just I think that's probably what will happen. There will be people who will always love it for what it is, and there will be people who are like, I don't know, it doesn't hold up.
There will be a day where people will look back at Thanos and think that it's cheap CGI.
Yeah, that he's the lamest.
And he'll be such a laughingstock.
Yeah.
I need
2 beers because then I can get through the whole thing.
Do you want to join us?
Even for a little bit. What are you doing, by the way?
Yeah. Are you cooking some marijuana?
He thinks you might be cooking marijuana.
I don't know what he thinks.
You don't have a response to.
You know how marijuana works?
I told him never to be a drug dealer because everyone's gonna be really bummed out.
Maybe it's the best cover.
Just really ignorant of drugs.
I sure do love cooking marijuana, and then he's secretly a kingpin, getting super rich.
Oh man.
Just
they think it's cooking.
Go out back and plant some cocaine.
Well, I mean, technically you can
cocaine
plant.
It comes from a plant. So
yeah, it does.
Up on that
technically,
one.
you can plant that.
We grew methamphetamine in our garden this year. It worked out really well.
Some methamphetamine plants.
It's funny you should mention that.
English muffin starter. Yeah.
Oh.
Did you already do that?
I was supposed to do it before I went home today.
But you did that just now?
Yeah.
That was so fast.
It's really easy. That's why I should just do it right before I leave for home. But I didn't do it.
Oh my gosh! You know who Steve looks like?
I don't know. Steve?
The prospector from what's it called? Rudolph.
Oh, I could
the cartoon prospector.
The claymation thing?
The beard is similar, I think. Yeah.
I was a prospector. He's gonna go gold mining.
Does that guy have glasses?
No. He also doesn't wear a Cubs
His mustache is also way...
Cubs won tonight.
You just always have that flag, though, outside your house.
I'm going to go put it outside my house.
Oh, really? I feel like it's always
inside
there.
My house. No, they just bombed the last 4 games.
Oh.
That's important. It's vital information for this podcast.
All right, so we can finally admit we're a sports podcast.
Oh my god, that'd be the worst sports podcast.
We're going to take a pause from our podcast for a brief update on the world of Cubs baseball.
This just
You've all been pining for.
The Cubs, I repeat, the Cubs are winning.
Can you imagine if we did talk about sports? It would be just terrible.
Oh, yeah.
At what point will this recording come out? Like
maybe a month?
A month
wow,
from
that's
now?
really ambitious.
So is it the Cubs beating the Pirates 7-6?
That's gonna be old
before
news.
the playoffs even happen. Isn't going to be an important part of this podcast?
I don't
Probably
think
not.
it currently is.
Do you have a future thought for them? What do you I don't know.
I predict that the Cubs will lose to the Boston Red Sox in the World Series. 4-0.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry.
Is this horsehair?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you take it from the horses?
No.
She's the
Other
secret
people
horsetail
ask you this
thief.
No. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe they asked Caleb
People
that.
have
'cause
asked that
it's
question before.
Oh yeah.
Is this horsehide?
No, that would be fucked up.
But horsehair isn't?
Is this...
Arguably. I mean, they
You cut your hair all the time.
Yeah.
It's not that big.
and you just brush their tail and it just comes out.
Is it human hide?
No, it's cowhide.
Okay. Do you want to hear my awesome thought I had today?
Is it about human hide?
It is.
Okay. Yeah.
What if...
Okay.
Okay. So you're born out of your mother, right?
Oh God, I heard you talking about this today. Some of it.
Is this the
This
top?
customer came in and her son was there and he's like, she's like, did you know this boy belongs to me? It's my son. And he's like, yeah, I came out of my mother. I was once inside this woman and I'll never be inside of her again. And I was like, that's a really important distinction to make. But
Someone should have
what
told that to
if-
Oedipus.
what if one of our death rituals was that we stretch the skin of our parents so that when we die, we're enveloped in the skin of our parents to like preserve our bodies so that then when our children die, they can pull us out and stretch our skin around them, and that was part of our life
What the fuck, man?
process.
You know,
because where we came out of,
Right.
in order to make it to the afterlife, you have to go back through.
Right.
Sure.
I don't believe that. But
You know,
I mean, I hope not.
that was.
you know how some people like have to try really hard, like with hidden mics, to get this kind of stuff.
Oh, right. Like, we would have to hide a mic
Yeah.
to get this conversation.
Are you saying that we could
No,
ruin
Steve will just
Steve
supply
at
it
some
to
point
us.
in
He's
the
just like, here
future?
you
I don't
go.
think that's a good idea.
I'm just
wrap
saying,
Oh my
yourself
God.
with
if you ever
skin
run
of
for
your
office-
That's
just
like
don't
the stuff of
understand.
nightmares.
I don't understand the logistics. Like, what do you mean wrap them in your skin? Like, there's not room
so
in there
instead
for
of
them.
like cremation or just like embalming,
Right.
like the opposite of embalming.
So like, but then
don't embalm.
okay, but
Strip the skin off.
Right, okay, so you're gonna flay your parents.
how's it gonna last
And
that
then-
long?
But you hire like an undertaker.
Right, you don't
okay,
do it
hold on.
yourself. That would be way fucked up.
Maybe like 1,000 years ago we were
Right.
flaying our own parents, but now
Only
we have,
1,000
we hire
years
people
ago.
for that.
Two questions. One, what if your parents are still alive before, like, when you die?
That's you.
No afterlife?
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, maybe that
you're
makes-
like an
that makes it
unbaptized
harder.
baby.
You know, then the gods are really angry at you if that happens.
Why?
if they're already dead, or
Oh, and second
I'm just-
question. Then what do they do when your kid dies? Like, do they just like open it back up and then get your?
The problem is multiple siblings. That's the biggest problem.
That's the biggest problem.
What if you all die at different times? You just have to keep opening up this disgusting.
You gotta
thing?
open up mom and dad again. You gotta go put Julie in there.
Like, did you watch like a horror movie that made you think of this?
No, my mind just is that weird.
Oh my god, that's like
Do you
really
think you're ever
upsetting.
gonna run for office, Steve?
You're gonna run for office?
No, are you ever gonna run?
he just
run
wants
for
to
office?
ruin you with this recording. That's
I
all.
just want
I was
people.
hoping to be a nominee on the Supreme Court.
See, I want that to be in your campaign video. If you,
One of my important party platforms
Is parental
why are
skin
we spending
stretching?
so much money to get embalmed when we could stretch our skin
who
out
gets
and
involved
develop our
anymore?
shit? Everybody.
Right?
Nobody.
They still do technically. It's not like old school mummification, but technically bodies are still embalmed before they're.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Zach, like a month ago, you thought Velveeta wasn't cheese.
It's not. It's cheese product. It says cheese product. If it says cheese products, it's not cheese.
And then the same day he came to me and he was like, Beth, Velveeta. And I was like, oh yeah, that's not cheese. And he's like, thank you.
Farm him.
I didn't even know what Velveeta was until I started working at Old Factory.
What?
I didn't know what that was.
That's not true about you, Caleb.
No, it's true. I mean,
You didn't know?
oh, I knew it.
Oh, okay.
But it's true that like I never gave her a reason to know. I never like ate Velveeta around you or something. Like,
You,
but
wait. You just straight up eat Velveeta? People
No.
do that? Who does that?
No, I'm saying the opposite.
That would be
Well,
gross.
saying
you
I
know, you
don't.
need like at least 2 pieces of bread.
Grilled cheese.
Velveeta
Yeah, grilled
sandwiches?
It works great for grilled cheese.
Especially with some spam.
Oh boy, I've never eaten Spam.
Is that like what you ate growing up and shit? Or not even? Yeah?
How old are you?
33. Not that old.
I feel like 33-year-olds did not eat Spam growing up.
Oh,
sure they did.
Well,
we got it at Aldi.
I know what that is.
I miss Aldi's.
I know what that is now.
They had Aldi's in Cambodia?
No, we lived here for a couple of years.
Oh. They should get Aldi in Cambodia.
I don't think
People would love that.
Do you think people are gonna love Fit and Active everything?
What?
Fit and Active?
I don't know what that is.
Fit and Active, the brand that Aldi
Fit
is
and Active.
That's makes up like 30% of Aldi merchandise.
Only 30%.
Is that what it was 30 years ago?
Zach's
I
not
was
30.
not born. I was not even conceived.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, you don't know.
You were still inside your mom
So it took
at
me
that
9
point.
years.
You were a long Germinator.
Yeah. Took for fucking ever. You don't know.
That actually explains a lot.
You steeped.
You're a
for a
33-year-old
long
stuck in
time.
a 21-year-old's body.
We can explain your
Also-
strange, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
No, they haven't.
I don't know. Parents' skin stretching is pretty fucking crazy.
Maybe.
But that
if
hasn't
we start
happened so long.
germinating
You
our
don't
children
know.
For 9 years.
Sounds
we're
like a
gonna need
cult.
to stretch skins.
Yeah,
Like, that's a cult just
that'll
waiting to
become the
happen.
norm.
I could start that cult.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Oh my god. Right?
Oh,
Trick question. Where's Cambodia?
It's in Southeast Asia.
so Beth,
Not a trick
where
question.
do you think Cambodia is?
I don't want to talk about it.
You brought it up.
I know. I was
It's
hoping
right
you.
next to Cameroon.
Is that a real place?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's in Africa.
Oh. What? Okay. Well, never mind.
Zach gives us shit sometimes.
Never mind. Good work knowing the universe.
Whoa. Just specific countries. You could ask me something else and I'd be like, I don't know.
Well,
Now, real quick. So before I take off,
from
from here.
life?
Well, please start.
Before I leave this earth.
Yes. I've always wanted to try this since I started working here. Can I try to clear the counter?
What?
Like, hop.
Oh, leap over the bar?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't see why not.
Like where the wine glasses are?
No, that'd be a terrible idea. Like where the pastry case is, because that's like the lowest part of the counter.
The pastry case is made of glass, Zach!
I feel like if you go a little ways away from the wine glasses, like on the corner, where there's just
As long
like
as
shit.
you take all the wine glasses and put them in another area.
I mean, okay, which way are you jumping? Are you jumping that way?
I'm jumping
Either
from
way.
behind the counter.
Paige just walked by the wine glasses today and went fell on the ground. I would say
That's hilarious.
you should.
Yeah,
just-
maybe move some of them, I would say. Yeah.
But that's not where I'd be jumping though. I can't
You
I can't
jump
make that.
over the pastry case.
Oh.
You can't make that? Come on.
No. Have you seen that? That's like what? 4.5 feet high? Maybe 5. I don't know.
I'm 5'6". How tall do you... I think you need to measure this.
I think jumping over any of it is a bad idea.
You can jump over one of these tables.
Okay.
You can jump over...
Sweet.
You have to take it outside, though, and don't break
What?
it. I don't know.
You also need to jump from the top of that tree out front to the roof of the building.
My God, that would be crazy.
Does it reach that far?
Zach one time asked me if he could get onto the roof of the building.
I know.
And I said, how would you get up there? And he's like, that's not the problem.
Yeah, I remember
I
him
just
coming
want
in...
permission.
Yeah, he came and asked me that, and I was like, if you're gonna do that, I don't want to know about it, and don't get hurt. Like... I want
The other
plausible
time, Zach was
deniability.
like, do you know how I got all these scratches on my arm? I was like, no, I don't. I jumped into the tree out front of the shop. It's like, oh, is anyone suspicious? Like, cops drive by. No, I timed when they come by and I wrote it all down in my notebook. I was like,
Are you-
okay.
Are you gonna rob us? Like, what the heck, man? How can I get on your roof? I jumped out of your tree.
The tree
I
story and the
climbed.
roof story. People were like, oh, I don't know Zach very well. And I was like, let me tell you 2 stories.
Who have you told this to?
I don't know
Everyone.
who asked who you are.
Oh my
Oh
God.
no!
Let me tell you 2 stories.
Now, this is all you need to know about Zach.
How many people know about The Notebook? Were any of them cops?
All of them were cops.
None
He
in
went
this
to the
area.
cops.
None of the cops in this area talk to me. I think we're a little different.
Okay, so are you going to use your arms to jump over that bar, or what's your plan here?
Like, all right, so like,
it's gonna put pressure on the pastry case.
So like, say,
I'm not.
Yeah, I would suggest not the pastry case.
So there's like, this little flat, like not glass part of the pastry case.
Show us on this ramp.
Yes.
And then there's so about half the top of the counter is not glass.
Right.
About half of it is glass. Put my hands on the not glass. Hop. And the force of me jumping.
But you don't think you can do 5 extra inches on the rest of the bar?
And listen, any guy will tell you 5 extra makes a difference.
What if your feet?
Is that a sex joke?
Way worse things have been said.
Also, I wasn't even like what? Like what is happening?
Involving clones. Oh my god.
Okay, but I bet I could do both of those things.
What if your feet hit the glass?
I could do.
Then that's.
You can jump over both of them.
Yeah, I feel like I could do both of those things.
Listen, Beth doesn't even practice parkour, and she already knows that she can do it better.
Yeah, I feel like I could do that.
Caleb, if my feet break the glass,
right,
we'll burn that
bridge
when we
jump off a horse.
Yeah, but who's gonna pay to repair the bridge when we need it?
Top of the horse. Hoist yourself up.
When we need to cross the fucking river again.
Don't worry.
Right, I know. That's why I'm like, I know. Like, I could totally do that.
You have to grab onto the mane
of the counter.
No, we're talking about a horse.
I can jump over a horse.
Yeah, I can jump over a horse. Yeah, horses jumping over other horses. That's what.
You think a horse could jump over the counter?
Oh, yeah, easily.
Not without breaking some shit, though.
Yeah, if it was in here, it would just jump into the kegerator.
See, no one doubts that you can do it, Zach. We doubt that there won't be a complication.
I feel like Beth doubts that I can do it.
No, I don't. I think you're thinking it's going to be really complicated and hard, and I just don't think it is.
No. Like I believe you can jump onto the roof of a tree.
Here's the answer I'm going to give you, which is the same answer I gave you about the roof. If Deb tells you can do it, then you can do it.
And she's gonna be like, "Why do you want to do that? What do you need to do that for?"
Well, can I try to get from the bar to that little thing? The
on top of the kitchen.
Yeah, because I can do that pretty easily.
Right, just use a ladder. No. What's the point of this?
It's faster.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Yeah,
we'll time it. I'll go get them. Go in the back.
Sets off the whole Ansel system.
Oh.
What was that response?
Those weren't even words.
I'm not worried about the Ansel system.
I don't even know what that is.
That's the hoses in case there's a grease fire and we're all gonna die. And we run into it like 20 times a day with our shoulders, and then we're like, ah!
Wait, why are Greeks burning the place down?
Greeks?
Yeah, grease fire.
Grease fire, fucking shit. Come on.
Same with Scott Monsma over here.
Yeah, right?
Seriously, he's been like this all day. Like this whole time we've been doing this.
I've been here for an hour.
Well, all day is also
it feels like
includes an hour.
Pattern.
What?
What does that mean?
What?
I think Steve's high.
I told you he was cooking marijuana.
Have you guys watched the new show Maniac on?
No, it's pretty good though.
No.
What's that one about?
Jonah Hill's in it. It's about, I don't know. I'm only on the 4th episode, but
you don't know what it's about.
Like it's
after
about,
4 episodes,
like trauma and grief and not dealing with stuff on the inside.
Isn't it a comedy though?
Yeah, it's really
dark comedy.
Geez.
Jonah Hill and who? And
Emma Stone.
Oh wow, nice.
It's a show?
Yeah.
Damn.
So essentially what's happened so far is there's this pharmaceutical company that has a pill A, B, and C, and Emma Stone gets addicted to pill A, which brings the most traumatic experience of your youth, like, to your mind every single time you take it.
Oh my God.
And helps reorient your experience into a completely different, like, reality in which you observe a different behavior as a result of that trauma instead of beating yourself up for
How the hell is this a comedy?
Wow.
And then Pill C, I think, like, delivers you from that trauma so you experience no more pain. And in the middle of all this, like, are these two characters, Emma Stone and Jonah Hill, who are really dark. And then all these other characters who are not dark at all. So they're like the only sources of darkness. Well, like, over explicit darkness. And everyone else is like kind of a buffoon and a clown. And so it's like kind of funny and kind of weird.
Sounds awesome.
It's great.
Nice.
What's it on?
Netflix. And it's filmed like it's in the future, but all the technology is set in like 1989. So like if Atari could get you like a mobile like order at a restaurant, that's kind of what it's like.
Atari, the game system?
Yes.
That sounds fucking great.
That's really interesting.
It's
It's
got a lot of style. It's confusing and yet interesting at the same time. Acting's great.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sold just Jonah Hill and Emma Stone alone.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's really cool.
That's good.
Dang.
Have you seen Sense8?
No.
It's really good. It's about like these 8 people like, across the world that like start like sharing like every now and then they'll like they won't like swap bodies, but they're like share bodies.
Sounds
like
terrifying.
Like the two minds will be controlling both bodies at once. You know.
Like being John Malkovich.
I don't know what that is.
No.
But like there's 8 of them that are connected to like that have the potential to connect to like one, like have all 8 minds controlling all 8 bodies, you know? So like they can communicate with each other, they can like share skills and like languages and that kind of stuff.
Wow.
They do like superhero shit basically. I mean, like, are they saving the day and shit?
Unclear. Oh, I don't like that.
Unclear.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. It's on Netflix?
Yeah, it's really good.
Steve, have you seen Glow on Netflix?
No.
That's a good show as well.
It's so good.
It's Glow stands for Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
Oh,
I've heard of that.
It's on my queue.
It's great.
It's fucking amazing.
That shows my age.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's very entertaining.
It's great.
That is a solid binge-worthy Netflix show.
Yeah.
That I think I don't hear a ton about necessarily.
It's so good.
But it's really good. It doesn't sound nearly as trippy and crazy as.
Well, I watched the trailer for it. I think it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have to go to bed.
Hey,
Go to bed.
Yeah. Good talking to you, though, man.
Thank you.
Get home safe.
For what?
For switching your shifts.
Oh, yeah. No problem. No big deal.
Sorry for interrupting your podcast.
No. It's good. All good.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
See ya. Have a nice day.
Later.
How did all these people get in? I
don't
locked
know.
the door.
Yeah, how did the owners of the shop get in?
How did the owners of this business possibly get into their business?
Gee.
How weird is it, though, that we're, like, sitting up here drinking beers around a microphone, like, facing kind of in a certain direction, like on a balcony here, like fucking those Muppet characters. You know,
something
Waldorf and Statler or something.
Yeah.
Those
something
two
like
old Muppets?
Yeah, the grumpy
guys. Muppets.
And then, like, the fucking owners of the business are coming in, and we're, like getting this weird meta, like, view of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange.
It's very strange.
Like, Steve's drunk. And we could ruin his political career in the future if we wanted to.
Is he really?
If he ran. I'm just saying we have that power. Like,
but I'm saying, is he currently?
What, drunk?
Yeah.
He said he'd been drinking.
Yeah, he'd
Well,
had a
Not
few
wasted,
beers.
but
No, he seemed buzzed.
All I'm saying is we could destroy him.
You say that like he cares.
You know.
No, of course.
Yeah. And considering what has happened, like with the last election,
true, anything goes.
This does nothing.
Everything is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had that.
That's a very valid point.
Squinty-eyed.
So I wrapped this kid up in their parents' skin.
Right.
Because when you're famous, they'll let you do that.
Yeah. Yes, they do. They do let you do that. Oh boy, man.
So
okay.
Bert and Ernie.
What? Stop! What the fuck are you? Where are you going with this?
They're gay.
Yeah. What's your problem?
Are they definitely gay?
Yeah. That's like the creator said that he like wrote them as gay.
Oh, I guess I heard the opposite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or who was that? Maybe,
most of the internet.
Most of the internet.
Yeah. Like 98% of Facebook.
What do you mean?
Maybe it wasn't Bert and Ernie.
Facebook said they weren't gay?
Yeah.
Of course, Facebook did.
I always I literally never thought anything of it, which is half the beauty of it to me. Like that is, I mean, like
I thought they were brothers.
Huh.
Let's hope that's not the case.
I mean, or like really, I mean, yeah, I don't know. They're Muppets. Like it's not like they're humans that like. Are they related? What do we know about Muppets? Maybe all Muppets are related.
Let's go into biology of Muppets.
Biology of Muppets. Lay it out, everybody.
No legs. Just one giant orifice.
Just like a weird slug-like bottom.
I want like what do people want Bert and Ernie to be if they're not gay though? You know?
Wholesome family.
Jeez.
Because
fun.
Because like they're sleeping in the same bed. Like
they have separate beds.
Do they?
I think so.
Yeah, they do.
They sleep in the same bed.
No, they don't. No, because one has an B over it, and then the other has an E over it.
That does sound familiar. I swear they've slept.
Maybe it's changed like off and on. I don't know. I feel like they were separate beds.
Maybe they. I could have sworn that they. I don't know. Maybe they sometimes they. I don't know. I don't want to just like speculate.
No, I mean it is all speculation.
You're right.
I'm right.
Yeah.
I thought so.
I wonder if they're having like marital problems.
Or they're like just like an old timey couple from like the 1960s.
I think it was just to like they were gay, but like at the time it wasn't necessarily safe for like. I mean, safe because like of bullshit reasons.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay. The movie Lilo and Stitch. There's the two alien scientists that end up going to Earth and trying to find Stitch.
Jumbo and Pleakley.
What's the other guy's name?
Pleakley.
Yeah, and people were mad that Pleakley would cross-dress. Even though he's an alien.
It's a disguise.
From another planet, and he would like dress up to like disguise himself as a human. And then there was a Lilo and Stitch show, and the same thing happened, that he would dress up and like basically cross-dress. And then like I think they just took it further, that he was like trying more like harder and harder to fit in and like disguise himself. But it was always like in like women's clothes. But he's also an alien.
Yeah.
And people like parents like wrote in to like the producers and stuff like that, writers, and complained and were like mad that this character was like cross-dressing.
Even if that alien has the same like reproductive things, how do we know that he's a he?
Right. Yeah, it was just like, I'm assuming it wasn't like meant for him to be a cross-dresser. I think it was just like a quirky, funny, like, cause it's a kid's movie and then it was a kid's show. But it was kind of like interesting.
The joke is he's an alien. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Right, because he would have no idea. He would just like get clothes and put them on his body and then be like, I'm a human now. Like, so it's pretty interesting. And the same with like Bert and Ernie. Like, why are people even worried about it? Like,
I mean, the beauty to me that I was trying to get at earlier is that as a kid, it obviously, you don't think anything of it. You think that like, you just know that these guys are tight as hell. Like tight, close friends. Yeah. And to find out that the creator meant for them to be like officially gay, like then it's kind of like, whoa, well, shit, no, duh. You know, but like it doesn't. The idea that anyone would be upset about that or afraid of that is just idiotic.
Yeah. You know, what I think is kind of funny is that the people that are upset about it are upset that it's such a big deal, and even though they're the ones that are making it a big deal.
Right, like everybody else would just be like, oh, well, whatever. Right. Like you think what you think.
Yeah.
Whether you think they're gay or they're not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But then it's the people who are making a big deal out of it. And then people are like, what? People think they're gay? Or people don't think they're gay? Like, they're the people who are, like, making it, like, a divide. Yeah. Like, otherwise you just grow up watching Sesame Street and you're just like, whatever.
Go. Well,
I'm good.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
I remember people being weird when, like, J.K. Rowling said that Dumbledore
yeah.
was gay.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And I was like, I guess at the time I was kind of like, well, what's the point? Because it's not even like a part of the story. Mm-hmm. So why even like say anything about it? Yeah. It's not like it's a part of anything.
You know what?
Go ahead. No. Well, I don't think she ever meant for it to be a big deal. I think she just brought it up. Like the story that I'm familiar with is that like she told it to like the movie producers because like they were gonna like shoehorn in some way of showing Dumbledore be straight, like, and then so she was just like, well, he's gay, so I think that was like how that even ever came out, from my understanding. I just remember that people like made it a big deal, and like the thing is like it doesn't need to affect the story. It literally shouldn't change anything for you. And
that's how I felt. I was like, you don't need to be upset about it because it literally doesn't affect anything.
Like, you certainly can't hurt it. Like, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to care. For those that it does like that, like actually like are encouraged by that or whatever, then hell yeah. But like for the rest of everyone, it doesn't have to mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But what were you going to say?
Oh yeah, so I was talking to this person I didn't know very well about like a book series that we both read. Percy Jackson. You ever?
Oh yeah.
Know? Yeah.
I don't know if I've read them, but I've seen the movie, one of the movies.
But like Percy Jackson is known as having one of the first, like being one of the first like young adult book series is to have like an openly gay character. And I was like, as soon as I brought it up, like he thought that I was complaining about why there needed to be, a gay character in a book series.
Who?
The person I was talking to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
you had to explain it?
I had to explain that that he basically took the first part of my sentence and ran with that when I was going to say that it was messed up that I didn't know until I read like that book series that gay people existed.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really messed up.
It is messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't read that till like I was 13, 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I was probably younger than that. I watched Ellen, and then one of my friends was like, "Ellen's gay," and I was like, "No, she's not." And I was like, "What? Who fucking cares? Like, I don't care." But yeah, that's weird. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was kind of upsetting that he didn't want there to be any gay characters in like anything really.
He has a problem with his sexuality.
I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
Because like the reason why,
what?
Yeah.
What could? Why would he even be saying that? Yeah. I don't understand.
And the reason why there shouldn't be gay characters is because they're gay people, and it's a thing that exists.
That's
more so than people.
Why there even need to be women characters? It's like, well, because women make up 53% of the population and they're a part of everyone's lives. Like, yeah, that's like,
it's like
really ignorant.
It's super surprising that people like are upset by, Wonder Woman or like Captain Marvel getting their own movies. Mm-hmm. Like, why? Why are you upset? That's 2 superhero movies with women leads out of like
100.
Yeah,
exactly. Literally hundreds.
I could go to for just women leads for the next couple dozen just to catch up,
Yeah. When Wonder Woman was coming out and stuff, I said I think on Facebook I just said if you don't see Wonder Woman and you've seen every other superhero movie, then you might be a sexist.
How do people respond to that?
I mean, most of the people I know, they were like, "Fuck yeah." And anybody that I'm friends with that doesn't agree, then they just don't say anything because nobody's going to pick a fight with me about that. I've never had somebody like, maybe they just don't follow me. Like, we're friends, but they don't follow me on Facebook. I'm always like waiting for someone to like pick a fight with me, and nobody ever does. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not antagonistic enough on Facebook.
There's no point in starting fights.
Yeah. Right, but I'm just like, here's the truth. Like, if you saw every single Batman, Superman, like Iron Man, Captain America movie, and then you don't go and see Wonder Woman, then you're probably a fucking sexist.
Yeah. That's like, fair. I mean,
like it's not like some people like they were like, oh, I saw some of them, but not all. Like, oh, I don't care. But if you made a point of seeing all of them, you didn't see Wonder Woman, then you need to reevaluate your fucking life.
You have some problems with women.
You have problems with women. Just admit it. And I think if men would come out and just admit, like, yeah, I have a problem with my mom or like whatever. I feel like women are way more honest about that shit. That they're like, yeah, I have a problem with my fucking dad. I think he was a fucking asshole and neglected our family. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
But like men, it seems like they're not willing to be like, yeah, like I have a problem with how my mom raised us or whatever it is, X, Y, or Z.
Or like I've been rejected so many times that like the problem must be women.
Right. Yeah, that's a common thing. That's like, well, maybe it's not, I mean, maybe the common denominator isn't women because there's a diverse amount of women and kinds of women. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're a fucking asshole.
And each one of those people always has something to say about nice guys,
Right. Yeah, of course.
Oh, sure. Nice guys finish
last.
Yeah.
Is that the right thing?
Yep.
It's not very correct.
It's not correct at all. Nice guys finish last. Because if you're an asshole, then you just like undermine everybody and do whatever you want and you don't care. Like, does that scare you?
Yeah, I got worried to shut off.
Yeah.
But
screensavers really scare Zach. But
okay, yeah.
What was I saying?
Some people are really sexist.
Oh yeah.
Some people are really racist.
Yeah.
People are afraid of a lot of stuff. They don't understand a lot of stuff. So ignorance and fear are interrelated because you just don't understand it. So it scares you. And the reason that, like one female-led movie can freak people out is because they, like, suddenly it's like, well, it's different. Like, and I'm so used to, like, being, like, just sort of, like, inherently in control of everything because I'm a man. I'm a white male. And I'm in a region of the world where it's really nice to be a white male.
Yeah.
And it has been for quite a while now.
Yeah. Exactly.
So all of a sudden it's like, it's just like, whoa, a woman, that's weird.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be not in this position. She's supposed to be, as God and Adam intended, the woman should be on the bottom and stuff. So, and that's all fucking related. It's all fucking related. I know
it is.
I'm kind of joking, but it's fucking related.
It is. It absolutely is.
It all just...
Because there's real people who actually believe that shit.
Well, Adam and Eve were white, so...
Well, duh.
I mean, they were white.
Yeah, of course they were.
What else would they have been?
They ate a juicy, big, red, American-grown apple.
Because everyone knows that if you're living by the Nile and the Jordan, you gotta be white.
Yeah, so you gotta have apples. Duh. Apples. Yeah. Oh boy, this escalated quickly into a dark area of.
But there's this constant, this is like an inherent universal thing, sort of like a fight for control, like yin and yang, and of course, it can be like graceful and balanced, and I think that's kind of the point of yin and yang.
Yeah.
Is that it's this harmony,
Yeah.
but I think it can get out of whack. And that's where you get people fighting amongst races and fighting amongst gender and just like fighting in general and I don't know, territorial things and like all sorts of.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I think it shows a lot when people are like when people you know, in the past, like minorities or people who have fought to be able to live the lives they want.
Yeah.
When those people start like standing up and being like, I deserve to get to like speak my truth and tell and live the life I want to live. And then when the majority or the people who have held the most power for the longest amount of time, when they're the ones being like, yeah, but like, why are you doing this? Like, why do we even have to talk about that? I think that's the thing that you hear a lot, is that with like anything to do with like the LGBTQ community or like the Women's March, it's like, well, like, why do they even need to talk about that? It's like, because of you right now. Like, because you obviously don't understand why it's important to have like gay characters or have like strong female leads. Like, you obviously don't even understand, like, if you didn't grow up with these things, suddenly you're like, whoa, like this is a thing to be like empowered. You obviously don't get it.
Why isn't there a straight letter in LGBT? I have had that asked so many times.
But L is straight. L?
What's L?
No, he doesn't mean like the letters are straight.
Oh.
He means like like a straight people.
Like, you know, like
heterosexual.
Oh, like why isn't there like an S or an H?
Why aren't they represented in those arrangement of letters?
You meant like literally.
Why
are none of the letters? Why are all the letters curvy?
T is a fairly straight letter.
L is pretty straight. It's literally a right angle. What do you want? Okay, I understand. I took that really literally.
I might be taking this too far, but hear me out on this. Like, being like, well, why do they even need to be this way? Is like asking, like, why do beavers even need to like make dams? Like, why do things do the things they do? It's just an ignorant question.
Yeah, it's a question without a real answer.
Okay, they're gay, but why do they gotta be gay in public? Okay, they're...
Okay, but have you tried not being straight?
Right, like, have you tried...
How dare you?
Straight is straight away.
Right, have you tried not being a privileged fucking asshole? I don't know, maybe try that for a while. See how it feels. I bet it's gonna be really hard for you to not be the thing that you are, which is a giant fucking human asshole.
You know how, no matter how... I lost my train of thought. Okay, never mind. Backing up.
I don't know.
People are dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that I will give people the benefit of the doubt and say that dumbness leads to meanness. Mm-hmm. And there are some people that just get stuck in that meanness.
Yeah.
And there are some people that are just probably kind of mean and
kind of
they
ignorant.
might even on some level understand that they're being dumb, but they've just for whatever reason taken this stance, taken this liking to being mean.
Yeah.
Feeling powerful over others.
Yeah.
Is a part of it too. It's just
I think that's
it's a good feeling.
Yep. Yeah.
It feels good to belittle those that are easy targets, because I'm like, no one's gonna fucking stop me. It's so easy.
Yeah.
Like literally, the majority's gonna have my back, so I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
And it's classic
It's really
bullying.
easy. Yeah, it's really easy. Yeah. Yep. To just go along with it. Just be like, yep, this is fine.
And then you get hopefully you have empathy. You just put yourself in someone's shoes for 10 seconds, and then it's like, oh shit, wow, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Why would I want to live being treated like that?
Yeah.
Why and it's just, that's it. Then it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then you learn to get used to it.
Yeah.
That's how it worked for me, because I was raised really Christian and I just was ignorant about homosexuality. Sure. I knew nothing. I just didn't know shit.
Yeah.
And then of course there was a point where I was fairly used to hearing all sorts of different homophobic things said fairly casually, and I kind of just I didn't say it a ton, but I definitely would catch myself going along with that and just mindlessly just following the crowd with that. And then eventually I just started to actually think about it and I saw represenation of it and started to know people that were gay, and then it was well, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
I just wish it didn't take me so long to figure out that guys are an option too.
That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
14. Like, how did that happen?
That's fucking crazy.
I think, man, maybe for a lot of the modern, I don't know, maybe for most people, it's like middle school, like preteen, where you're like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Where you realize, like, it's not just, like, men and women, that then it's, like,
but also,
both. Because I feel like that was, like middle school, or, ish, maybe before that, by a little bit. I was like, oh, that's a thing. Huh. Like, I had no idea. Like,
but even then, living in Cambodia, I'd never met a black person, but I knew they existed.
Right.
But not so for, like, gay people. Like,
I think,
probably should have guessed with my hairdresser. But,
I mean, I think it's a harder thing to, like, obviously, I mean, like, skin color is such an easy thing for people to discriminate against. The same with, like, women. Everyone knows if you're a fucking woman, so it's pretty easy to, like, undermine women as a whole. Yeah. But, like, sexuality is such a, like, is such a loosey-goosey, like, idea. Like, honestly, I don't think, I mean,
it's just more abstract.
I'm sure there are people that'd be like, no, I'm 100% heterosexual. And you're like, okay, well, I think you're exaggerating a bit. Because I guarantee you've, like, looked at another man and been like, wow, he looks really great. And arguably, that's somewhat homosexual. So, I don't know. I think it's ignorant to think, in my opinion, that, like, you're either 100%, like, gay or you're 100% straight.
Yeah.
Or, like, you're bi.
It's all a spectrum. It's all a spectrum.
Yeah. Like, but
you're totally right that it's way, like, skin tone is just immediately and readily available. Sexuality, like...
You can't look at someone and be like, you're a fucking straight man. Like, you can't do that. Like, you're just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like,
sexuality, I mean, I think you could, I don't know.
And some people are like, no, I have really good, what, is this offensive? Gaydar?
Some people do.
Right?
Like,
I don't know.
I don't know how they do.
I don't think that's true.
All I know is that sexuality is not as readily available as skin tone. Unless you're blind or something. Like...
Right.
But it really is all just spectrums, because there is a infinite number of shades of skin tone across the world.
Right.
And same with sexuality. You've got everything in fucking between there. That's why there's so many goddamn letters lined up in that thing. That's why there's people that are like, I'm pansexual. Yeah. I'm a metrosexual. I'm bisexual. Yeah. Like it's literally just this infinite spectrum.
Yeah. I swear, I feel like there's a new letter every time I check.
Yeah. Are there 5 or 6 letters?
At this point, they've just added like a plus sign at the end.
That's pretty.
That's
inclusive.
that's my point. Exactly. Yeah. It's.
They could just be like a plus sign, just plus, like. Because what was it? 5 letters.
6.
6 letters. That's a large acronym there, and a plus sign. So 7 characters. But I think. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right that it's easy to look at skin tone, even though there's varying degrees of skin tone, and make a guesstimate of what that person is or where they're from or whatever, which is fucked up. But it just is. But sexuality is something that's so very abstract that you can't put your finger on it. Like, it's just like, oh, I don't know. I think that guy's gay. But, like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Zach is putting a finger on himself right now to make a very annoying point. So, thanks, Zach.
And if we're somehow being ignorant or offensive by saying that it's abstract, then
I guess someone should say
something. Feel free to, like, explain to us, because we're certainly open to hearing that. But, like,
I'd like to think that it's not an offensive idea to be like, I think it's all the things. I think it's a variety of percentages of what you would think your sexuality is or whatever. Like, I think that's fine. Yeah. No, go ahead.
There are some people that, like, say, like, we should be past color.
Yeah.
Like, don't call me black. Like, don't call me, like, I'm not black. Like, that's not who I am.
Yeah.
It doesn't define me.
Yeah.
You know, there are, like, and I think that's kind of the main thing of it, is it's like, okay, I'm straight, but, like, I don't want to be, like, if I'm not, that's not all I am. That's
not your identity.
Facet of who I am.
Yeah.
And, like, and there will be guys that are so straight that they've never even, like, there's that whole spectrum involved.
Yeah.
So then it gets even more complicated. And, like, skin tone is complicated. I've had people comment on my skin tone forever. Like, that it's, like, worth noting to some people. Like being, like, olive or tan or whatever. I don't even know.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Sure. Like, I've never paid attention to it. I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I've never, like, thought, like, oh, yeah. I just don't pay attention to that way. And it's my own skin, you know? I've just never thought about it.
Yeah.
There's some people will see Beth's skin and think that's very fair skin, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's okay, like, if it's with, like, if, like, you and a group of people that you know well, like, just try to, hey, let's see if we can guess where everyone's family is from.
Oh,
because, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But, like,
if
when just random strangers just come up to you and, like, say,
you're
Korean Filipino.
Yeah. You'd be like, excuse me? Yeah.
Unless they got it right, then you might be like, oh,
wow, that was really impressive. And also,
No, not for me. Oh. Filipino.
Do you think he's Korean?
I'd say Eastern European.
No, people think he's Eastern European. I'm Eastern European. Yeah, my mom's family is.
Ukraine. Yep. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. But, like, it's not, like, Southeastern European is what people think of. Like olive skin and dark hair. Yeah. But, like, Russian, Ukrainian, Polish is, like,
pretty
blonde hair, fair skin, green, blue eyes. Like, people say, when I tell them that, they're like, oh, yeah, I can see, like, in your cheekbones. And I'm like, that's made up. You don't actually know that. Like, you just made that up. Like, they're just guessing. It's the same with, like, Dutch people around here that they're like, you're blonde and tall. I'm like, that's literally so many people in the universe. Like, that's not even a good disclaimer for one, like, group of people.
I'm Swedish.
Right. Are you also blonde and tall? Like, what? Like, both. I don't know. It's pretty weird. But yeah, you're right. That, like, yeah, you're just right.
Also, screw that saying, if you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. Because
it's offensive and disgusting. Also, like, from someone who's been to the Netherlands, this town has nothing in common with actual, like, people from the Netherlands.
Yeah, it's watered down. Pseudo-Dutch.
It's like Dutch light. You've basically stripped away all the things that the Netherlands pride themselves on. Like their progressiveness or their support of like the lower class or their education or their like really strong economic stance. No, you're just disgusting, cheap, like middle class, like Christian, bigoted white people. Wow, I hope you're really proud of your fucking Dutch heritage.
Fair enough. But that brings up a whole nother thing that is sort of on topic and a little bit of its own topic, but like you have these ideas of what something is. Yeah. So you say Dutch people, but then you throw them in the Midwest in a different like part of the world.
Yeah.
And with different context entirely.
Yeah.
And are they Dutch?
Are they even the same thing
anymore? Can you call them Dutch? Like, and you and Beth and I have talked about this before because Beth in particular is very interested in like her heritage and the DNA of that and blood, like I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm just not as curious about it about myself anyway, as Beth is and like her family line and stuff. But like, and we've talked about it before, like I'm American, like am I Dutch? Like what am I? Like because I've got like my ancestors were Dutch, and sure, I've got their DNA, but am I even Dutch? Like, what does that mean?
What does that? Yeah, when you boil it down to like being 6 generations away from that, what does that even mean?
I feel like this town is to the Netherlands that as fortune cookies are to China.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good comparison.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
I like that.
That's
another great Netflix show that I was thinking about is Ugly Delicious. It's this show about different cuisines from different.
Oh man, that show's awesome.
It's fucking cool. It's this show about this chef that's going around and trying all these different unique cuisines, Vietnamese Cajun food.
Ooh.
Yeah.
In this one particular part of Louisiana or whatever.
Oh, I thought it was
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Or New Orleans or something.
South Carolina.
Because it's
so no, it's in Houston. It's the last place you'd expect.
Houston. It's in fucking Texas. It's so strange.
It's also so cool how when people move around, they bring bits and pieces of culture with them, and it just becomes new stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And that's the beauty of.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
And that's why I do like knowing the history, because it helps you kind of appreciate the new picture.
Totally.
But I definitely am not the type of person that's I want to see it grow and change and mix with other shit.
Totally.
That's beautiful.
Go ahead.
I feel super proud of my Eastern European, Ukrainian roots.
Nice.
But it's not. I've lost my train of thought. But basically, I guess my point is I'm not from the Ukraine.
Sure.
I'm third generation at the least. My grandma was first generation, born in America. Mm. So probably closer than a lot of these other fucks around here. Closer to Ukraine than any of these fuckers around here are to the fucking Netherlands. They're all at least fifth generation. And then they some of them will learn stupid Dutch words as if that makes them from the Netherlands. Yeah. When me and Caleb were flying to Amsterdam, we saw this woman who will remain nameless. And she was at the airport from Orange City. We were weird. We were in fucking Minneapolis. Yeah. And she's waiting there. And she says to us, she's oh, hey, wow, you're here. And we're yeah, we're flying to Amsterdam to go on this trip. And she was oh, you're going to the mother country. And I was no, we're American citizens. And if anybody over there asked me, they're where are you from? I'd be I'm American. Or I'd be I'm Canadian. I don't want to talk about it. But nobody asks oh, what are your roots? Just we had one guy ask us oh, so where are your ancestors from, since you're from America? Yeah. But otherwise it's oh, you're from America.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know. And you don't come to America and be I'm Cambodian. Do you do that?
I always have a hard time answering that question because
that's fair.
When people ask, they don't always mean the same thing. So when they ask, I respond with, "What do you mean? Where I was born, where I've lived the longest,
right?
Where I enjoy living the most, where I last lived, where I'm currently
living, where my grandparents are from."
Yeah, because that's 6 different answers to the same question.
Or where my great grandparents are from.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good point.
Also, I really miss living in a place that has 3 different New Years.
3 different New Years? Why would you even need so many?
Well, because we got, the International New Year, or American New Year, the Chinese New Year, Cambodian New Year.
What's the Cambodian New Year?
I don't know.
You don't know? What?
Listen, you lose track.
Well, what is it? Is it different than...
Yeah.
When does it happen?
I don't know. What? It feels like every other weekend it's a new year for someone.
I don't think that's true.
You lose track after number 2.
That's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I think it all gets pretty... I don't know. Yeah, I guess I agree that at some point are you Dutch? No, you're American. You're from the United States. You know what? The only people who are allowed to be I'm American and that's my heritage are actual Native Americans. Otherwise, Like, I don't know, you're like, yeah, I'm all these things. Like, I lived in this place. I'm from Minnesota. I'm from Texas. Like, you know, what do you want to know? Like, what's the answer to your question? Like, it's like 6 different things.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's complicated. But people around here are definitely, like, weirdly proud of being Dutch. When in reality, having been to the Netherlands, it's like, wow, you cannot be further from where the Netherlands have gone. Like, where they're at now is, like, so impressive, and they're such a strong, like, country. Yeah. Like, it's clean and beautiful, and there's no homeless people. Like, I don't know, pretty impressive.
Do you think, like, French towns have, like, tiny Eiffel Towers in their parks?
No.
Okay, then why do we have so many damn windmills? They don't do anything.
I think that's the problem.
Yeah, it is the problem.
That it's all so superficial. Like, it's like, we're Dutch, here's a windmill, motherfucker.
Yes. Like here's a fucking tulip.
Yeah, it's like weird.
Eat your tulip.
Like, why hold on? Like, I'm not against tulips and windmills, but why? Like, it's like that's all they've got. So they shove them down your throat to prove, like, no, we're Dutch, we promise. Yeah. And then these are the 2 things that prove it: tulips and windmills. It's very strange.
There's a little, what is it? I think it's German. But when we visited my sister in California, we went to this little town. It's called Solvang in California, and is it German?
Yeah.
Okay, it's this little German town.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And it's like they have a festival. They have all these shops. Like, it's a pretty, like, happening little town. And they've modeled, like, their downtown to kind of look like a little German village. So all the roofing is like slate or kind of this, like, it just looks like a little, like, everything looks like a cottage, basically. And everything just has this, like, feel of, like, oh, it feels like I'm in a tiny, old-timey German village. Like, it's really cute, but it's not, but then there are other, like, there's restaurants and there's, you know, like, mainstream stuff. But it, like, has committed to the idea of, like, no, we are a German town, and that's our thing, and we have this festival every year, and it's a really big deal, and all this stuff. But they've just gone, like, full German, where, like, all the street signs are, like, written in some kind of, like, German, so like that. So it's like, and I was like, I told my sister, I was like, this is what Orange City should be. Yeah. Like, it should be, like, almost legit. Like, you took a town from the Netherlands in the 1800s and you put it in Northwest Iowa in 2018. But it's not. It's like, we got a bank and we put a window that has shutters on the front. Now it's Dutch. And there's tulips.
You know, like, even, like, I lived in Holland, Michigan for, like, 5 years.
Yeah.
And even though, like, the town is named Holland and is about, like, maybe 10 times larger than Orange City. Like, it's, like, they have tulips that come out, like, maybe 1 month out of the year.
Yeah.
And they have one tiny part of the town that's, like, set aside for windmills.
Yeah.
You never see another windmill anywhere.
I think that would be
okay.
And
this town, you know, have you ever played Pokemon Go?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know how, like, when there's a Pokemon nearby, it'll say, like, it'll show a photo of the landmark where it's nearby?
Yeah.
And it's a windmill every single time, and you can never tell which one because they're all the damn same.
That's kind of funny. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't have nice things to say about Orange City because I think they're cheap. I think they've taken, like, being Dutch and made it, like, kind of cheap. And, like, it's not a real Dutch front. It's literally, like, a plastic, like, little label that you put on the front of your building to make it Dutch. And I think that's pretty, like, if that's what it means to be Dutch, that's pretty disgusting. Like, like, because none of these Dutch fronts are real. Like, I was in Amsterdam, I saw real, like, Dutch houses.
They look like cardboard cutouts. Like, even,
yeah.
Like, there's, like, even, like, looking at from the other side, it's just this tall thing with, you know, beams holding it up.
Yeah. I think it's cheap, and now you know how I feel about that Orange City. They're gonna burn us at the stake.
Well, we got a month, so
better get ready.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and I like there are perfectly good qualities about this town. But I think it's odd that like they've put so much stock in just basically just the word Dutch. It's very strange.
Dutch Mart, Dutch Mill.
Yeah. Totally.
It's very
Dutch
curious.
Square.
Like that. It's just strange that they've. And it's of course it's going to be gimmicky at that point.
Yeah,
you've got all these places just literally called Dutch Place. Like
it's so it feels odd. So gimmicky.
And like it's always windmills and tulips or wooden shoes. Like they're like that's it. That's all you've got.
That's all you've got.
And like those things are fine, but when that's all you've got, then it's like then that's all you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not the Dutch town, you're tulip, windmill, wooden shoe town.
Yep.
Like, that's it.
Yep.
Or a pit stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems,
Yep. Yeah. I think I've heard about like different times like a Walmart or Target has wanted to like move into Orange City. Like, cause there's a Walmart in Sioux Center. And I think originally they wanted to be in Orange City, but they said that they had to have a Dutch front and Walmart said, we're not doing that because Walmart does not do fronts.
You ever see that movie Hot Fuzz?
Yes.
That kind of reminds me so much.
Yeah, totally.
And it's definitely a common phenomenon.
Yeah. In small towns, I think for sure.
And they're nice and they're pretty.
And arguably, like, Orange City isn't even the smallest town. Like, it's like 5,000-6,000 people.
You know?
Like,
sorry to sidetrack. I was watching that movie the other night, and the elders of the town literally said, "We're going to make Stanford great again." And like I heard that and just looked at the people watching with me, and
you're just like, "Oh my god." That's pretty great.
Like, this was like what, 8 years before the election?
It's probably like 2006, 2005.
Probably, yeah. I was gonna say at least 10.
But like it's like a common phenomenon.
Yeah.
And I think it like starts small and can grow really big, and then like you can see that same exact phenomenon on like a national scale, like where an entire country is going like, well, we're gonna like we got to get rid of all these people. They're all like this, like they don't fit our status quo. This place would be perfect, and if it just didn't have these things that changed.
Yeah.
It's classic, like common, like I don't know, and it like you saw a lot of it in World War II, and we're seeing a lot of it now. Always,
it's scary when people can't tell the difference between patriotism and nationalism.
It's the same thing now. In America, it's like it's become like people think they're being patriotic, but it's just straight up nationalism. Like I don't think. They think, like, this is nationalism, because that would be scary. But I think it's become, like, patriotism has merged into this extreme of it being, like, when I look at anything on the news or whatever, or I see headlines of different protests or whatever, I'm like, or propaganda just from Trump, like, shit Trump does. I'm just like, this is just straight up, it's just nationalism. Like, it's not patriotic. It's disgusting. It's scary. Like it's terrifying to watch because like, hey, you know what other countries really pushed some strong nationalism? Maybe let's read a history book. Figure out.
Did you guys hear about
probably not.
The fact that
be bummed out.
No, this is kind of entertaining. But,
okay.
There was a UN.
That when they laughed at him
meeting and like people like openly, publicly laughed at Trump at things he had said.
Yeah.
Like at the UN, and then he was like, "Well, that's not the reaction I expected."
Was he at the UN?
Yeah.
Well, he
was at a meeting. And like
the United States, they're gonna go for sure. They're part of the UN.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they didn't go to the French, like Paris agreement. So.
I see.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what we do anymore. I don't follow it.
No,
it makes me sad.
But anyway, yes, he was. Yeah, and then he said that like that more had been accomplished in his 2-year. Time in office than like ever before, basically,
and like other world leaders like actually laughed at him.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah. Well, what's most amazing about it is his reaction of like, that's not the reaction I expected. That's like
he's used to rallies, and that wasn't that.
Like, that's like the most honest shit yet. That's like the closest to like empathizing with Trump I'll probably ever do is hearing him be like, reaction. That's not what I expected. Because like that's like the closest thing to humility I can picture Trump having.
Yeah.
And it's not humility
it's
at all.
Not.
But like it's like the closest of him being like, God. Wait, I didn't expect this. Like. He was straight up caught off guard, which I found to be fascinating.
It was kind of bizarre.
Yeah. Like, he genuinely didn't ever expect them to laugh at him because I think he believes the bullshit he says.
Yeah,
and I think people lie to him.
Yeah, he's surrounded by yes people that just say yes.
That's the problem with the whole system.
Do that. You're right. Yeah. Like, they just agree with him for, 24/7, and then he goes to the UN and they're like, what? It's
like he's like a concentrated drop of that nationalist mindset.
Yeah.
It's like that times a million because it's all concentrated into one tiny little body amongst an entire country.
You know how you're talking about your friend who was like
loves spiders and might respect Hitler.
Yeah. At least Hitler was at least a little more subtle about.
He was less blatant about his nationalism. Yeah.
Like
he just went full blown nationalism 100% from the start.
And I think there is some solace to find in that fact because the fact that Trump's not as subtle at the start means that people can catch it a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Because like the what am I looking for? The pushback to Trump was instantaneous.
Oh yeah.
I don't believe that was necessarily true for Hitler the same way.
No.
Hitler basically just like
he like slipped
skyrocketed
in.
From my understanding. I'm not the most knowledgeable historian or whatever, but
I think
I know that it wasn't
just full blown like better murder all the Jews like right off the bat. It was much more.
It's like he was
he was for like good things for Germany, and then it just like continued into this
and the way he went about
snowball of like wait what
and the way he went about it was really smart, which scarily
it's terrifying.
It started
I think
but I guess my point is that like didn't Hitler win by like a landslide?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But like Trump, like didn't even win the popular vote.
No, it was very, very close.
It was a very close election. So I think there is solace to be found having that. I think.
Yeah.
And except for the fact that like the alternative was arguably just as bad in a completely different way.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
I think what's funny. Day after the election, I wake up. I look at my phone and I'm like, fuck, who's the president? And I go to Google and I Google, who's the president of the United States? And it's like, Trump won. And I was just like, how did this happen to us? So, yeah.
But
you want to move to Canada?
I'm in like 2.5 years. I'm working on my visa.
He won't get a second term.
No. I mean, I don't even want to say that. I don't know. What I've heard people say who are more political than myself and more like got their ear to the ground is that they're not worried about Trump. They're worried what comes after him.
Yeah.
That he's the door that opens to something worse or more shitty people being allowed to have political power. Not the president, but like all these lower level. I mean, they're all fucking assholes.
To be honest,
just corrupt motherfuckers.
To be honest, like it's basically a game of one-upping, and that if the game is like be a slimy politician, then one-upping is going to be the slimier person. Like, that's the problem. Is the system is corrupt. It's not the fucking people. It's the entire system.
The people didn't. The people aren't just corrupt on their own. Yeah. Like something has to make
the system is flawed and broken and archaic. That's the problem. Like the mere fact that Trump could be the president is the problem. Like I'll go so far as to say that like the mere fact that another Clinton could be running for president is the problem.
Or another Bush.
Exactly.
A third Bush.
Exactly. I'll take it even further. Like, Obama was straight up in the pocket of big pharmaceutical companies. That's a problem. Mm-hmm. Like, the system is a fucking mess. And Trump is just like one example of why it's a mess. Yeah. He's just one particular example of like
it's a really good
how
example.
Fucking fucked up the system is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know how you ever play that game Pandemic?
I fucking love that game.
Yeah. But you know how like the less noticeable a disease is, the better it does?
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like that's like the one upside to Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
it's always the one that you don't expect, and then it becomes a really big fucking problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least with him...
We always knew it was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, he's like, I hate the gays and all the women and also Muslims. And you're like, wow, okay. I mean, thanks for getting that out there. Yeah. Perfect.
He's like the psycho clown if the psycho clown was actually like a buffoon clown that like squonked and honked around and like tripped over shit. You know what I mean?
That'd be even more terrifying.
But it wouldn't though, because you'd be like running away and you'd be like freaked out, and then you turn and like he's like literally tripped and fallen behind you, and you're just like, oh shit, I think I can get out of this. Like,
I think I'm good.
Like, he's actually like a buffoon. Trump's like, there are people that think Trump is straight up like struggling with like Alzheimer's or some shit.
Oh yeah.
There are people that think that he's like straight up like not all there.
Yeah.
Mentally,
I've heard about that. Yeah, I mean,
he's like 72.
He's like he's a very elderly person.
I feel like no one who is in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, should ever be involved with any kind of power.
How dare you take it back?
What?
He has a brief cameo in that movie.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Trump Tower.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He gives the kid directions.
Oh, I didn't see Home Alone 2.
He is anything but a president. He's been in movies. He was the host of a reality show. He has had his name put on steaks and wine. Like, he is anything but a president.
Yeah.
He's a businessman. He's a money man. He likes money.
You know, until I visited Chicago just this last summer, and as I was going through downtown, I just look up and see this massive building with Trump, and like it just felt super dystopian, you know, to have the name of the leader of the country like plastered on buildings.
Yeah.
How is that not dystopian?
Yep.
Yeah. That's the thing is like that's why I think that's why Trump does freak me out, is not because of him, but like what comes after him, like you said, because I can picture like President Coca-Cola. Like I swear to you, there's going to be a time, assuming that like trends continue and assuming we go to like a dystopian future.
Yeah.
There's going to be like president, like sponsored by McDonald's, Ronald. Like there'll be a point where we'll just stop pretending it's not owned by corporations.
Yeah.
And Trump is just like potentially the beginning of that.
He's the first like nail in that coffin that we've been slowly building for 250 years.
Yeah. Like it's just the least subtle one yet of just like, I'm the Trump brand, I'm your president.
Yeah.
Like
this episode is called "There's No Hope for America."
President William Kraft.
We started this.
William Kraft.
The Kraft
we started
family.
this talking about dolphins.
I know, right? The whales. Yeah, I think
sperm.
You say sperm? Sperm whale.
Sperm.
Okay. I think fuck, I had a really good thought and now I'm losing it.
Should I just keep saying it over and over?
No, it's more distracting the more you say it. Fuck, what was I gonna say?
About presidents and brands and corporations.
Yeah.
Dystopian future and Trump and Kraft and Coca-Cola. And Zach said sperm whales. Or just sperm.
Just sperm.
What an odd thing to say.
I said this post the other day, that was just someone commenting that whoever named the sperm whale probably wasn't allowed to name anything else after that.
Probably not. Oh, man. Fuck, I had a really good thought that I really wanted to say, and then it just fell out of my brain. God damn it. Well,
that might be,
I don't know.
That might be a good spot.
Might go out on that.
Yep.
Right?
Of Beth not remembering.
And next week,
bears and boats. Next time, we will talk about bears and boats.
Did we say
Yeah, last time I said next time bears and boats, and this time
Burrows.
next time bears and boats.
I've discovered a new monkey. I'm going to call it the Jizz Pansy. All right, you're done. Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Stop discovering
You're
animals.
disgusting.
I discovered this new vegetable. It shall be called the kumquat.
I knew you were going there. Nice. What is a kumquat?
It's fruit.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess. Wait, is it a fruit? I thought it was like a squash.
That's what it's... Yeah. I don't know.
It's
a ridiculous name, though.
Also, who named Come and Go and spelled it like that?
Ejaculate and evacuate.
Oh, is it blow your load and hit the road?
Yep.
President Come and Go.
Jizz and Jet.
Kumquats are a group of small fruit-bearing trees in the flowering plant family.
So it's not even...
Rutaceae.
It's not even the fruit, it's the tree.
It's a small fruit-bearing tree.
Yeah, so... Kumquats are trees?
I mean, it still might be the...
No, kumquats are also they are a fruit.
Yeah, like an orange tree.
Yeah. They kind of look like oranges, actually. But like kind of pear-shaped and small. So now you know.
So more like pears.
Orange pears, basically. Also, whoever named the orange and then also had the color orange is just a fuck.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm assuming the color orange was a thing before the orange was...
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
That's it. End the podcast.
Does really nothing rhyme with orange?
Orange?
Eminem would say door hinge.
Does he rhyme orange with orange?
He has before, like when explaining.
Of course he can.
When explaining the fact, like explaining how his mind works when it comes to rhymes.
Okay.
Orange door hinge. That's like
okay, yeah.
Your mouth makes the same shape.
Like that was the fun. Like that was fun. The fun he would have of like learning that he could rhyme. Like he could. It was an art. He could twist things to make them rhyme.
Oh my god.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Later, Gators.
One last final clank, right? Is
oh, yeah.
Well, okay. Zach, get in here, man.
I can't reach that far.